And good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great night. You know what I'm going to do? It's a little blue, kind of funky. I'm going to shut this off a little bit. See if this doesn't work. Oh, it's there. That's better. That's a little bit better, isn't it, guys? All right, let's get that out of the way. I hope everyone is having a great evening. It's Thursday night. I can't believe it. The weekend is almost here. Holy smokes. It's crazy. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't think you really want to see my lampshade in the screen. So how is everyone doing this evening? Who's here? Let me know who's here. Give me a thumbs up. Now, I know we have John. John's kind of lurking around in the background. But who else is here? Because this is going to be a really good, I think it's going to be a really good live stream tonight. We're going to talk about the potential bull run, when it could come. Again, no one's for sure. It's certainly not me. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm never going to tell you to buy, sell, hold. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence before getting involved in any crypto project. And if anyone tells you that they know exactly when the next bull run is going to be, run, don't walk away from them as fast as you can. Because chances are they're going to have the Brooklyn Bridge in the Sahara Desert that they want to sell you for cheap. So just putting that out there. So anyone tells you they're a crypto expert, to me is always like, yeah, I'm good. All right? So I want to know first how everyone's doing and who is here. So you know what? I know. You guys are like, Scott, get your act together, man. You can't adjust your camera. Well, that's a little bit better. I feel a little high. I'm going to go like this a little bit. Man, you know what? There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, I hope that's better. And so let's see. Who do we got? Who do we got this evening? We got a few people here right now. Very cool, very cool. Yesterday, I was on at 7:30. However, it's crazy because I did a 4 o'clock? I did a 4 o'clock. No, I'm sorry. I did a 3 o'clock sample test live stream to see how that would work. Not so much. Oh, man, Themer coming. He's coming right out of the box. What's the price prediction for 2024 for Gala? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you my thoughts. You asked me. I'm not going to duck your question. All right, I'm going to tell you. But I did a 3 o'clock live stream. It didn't work out so well, and then it was crazy chaos. Kids for me were first day of school, so we're running around getting stuff squared away for them. By the time I got back, man, it was just boom. It was crazy. So I came on, did my 7:30 live stream. Nobody showed up. Don't blame you. Don't blame me. There was no notification. I just went, you know what? We're going live. Presto change. Oh, there it is. All right. So, Thamer is asking me price prediction for Gala. You really want to know? You really want to know my price prediction for Gala? Because I'll tell you. A lot of people are saying they want it to go to $1. In my non-financial advice, because I call it real here. I'm not messing around. From a practical standpoint, I do not see Gala going to $1. I mean, I'm thinking in my mind's eye, we're talking probably 50 cents, 60 cents, maybe. Because remember, and I've said this before, the increased supply really screwed us over. That, if it would have stayed at 7 billion tokens, yeah. I mean, I did a video about Gala and the price prediction months ago, before everything happened. I said, $1.25, $1.50. I thought easy $1.25. Now, with everything going on, I'm thinking more like 50 cents right now. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Oh, you go for 35. See, it reminds me of this game I play. So whenever I go to the grocery store with my wife or with myself and we go shopping, what I always do, and this is just for my own amusement, is when we go up to the cash register and we're checking out, I do an approximation in my head of how much I think it is. And when we get to the end and we pay, if I say, oh, it's going to be, because we have a big family, right? So if it's like, oh, okay, 350, I think it's 372.56. Okay, that's what I say. And they come back and say, oh, it's actually 333.25. I just saved 40 bucks. So in my mind's eye, I'm like, hey, I just saved 40 bucks, even though in reality I just spent X amount. But that's a fun little game. So Thamer, when you came out and said that, for 30, you thought 35 cents, you made out like 15 cents. You scored because, that's kind of what I'm seeing. But it's going to be a hard push to get there. There's a lot of work that got to be done with Gala. A lot of work. They've got a lot of stuff they need to sort out. And so we'll see what happens. But do I see them going to $1? No. Do I see them going to 84 cents? Probably not. Now, I love being proved wrong. They come out and prove me wrong, happy day. Right? But my mind's eye, I'm thinking 50 cents tops. That's what I got for them. Okay, so John is doubling down now. He's thinking, well, in 2025. Well, it depends. It depends when the bull cycle hits us. And that's kind of what we're... Thank you. Man, you fed me right into that, man. I owe you a high five. Ugh. Right? So, the way I'm looking at it is this. Yeah, right, prove us wrong. So, the way I look at it, we don't know when the bull cycle is going to come. Now, I have gone on record and said, I think that if XRP, Ripple wins their SEC, you go back, you guys have been on months ago when I first started doing these live videos. I was telling you guys, hey, I think if XRP wins their battle against the SEC, that could start to usher in the bull cycle. I think it's happened, but very subtle, right? There's still some, different factors we got to deal with, but that was a huge victory for crypto. And I think that, and jump in, guys, let me know what you think. But it's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to go from the den of the bear winter to like we're catapulting, right? Everything's up 10x, 15x. This is going to take some time. How long that is, I don't know. We start slowly getting more mass adoption. Recently, we just had PayPal come out. They're going to be adding different things to their platform, right, for digital payments and things like that. So there's a lot of things that are going to be happening I think are going to take some time to build before we really take off, okay? So when do I think possibly maybe we could start getting into it? I think that the possibility exists that we probably won't hit the bull cycle until 2024. I think it's going to be a slow rise, right? We're slowly building. So we won the court case, and now, other platforms are going to start adding crypto to their portfolios, and they're going to start adding payment options for crypto, and they're going to be starting to create different use cases with crypto. And tomorrow I have a video coming out, and I'm really trying hard not to say anything about it because I'm just really stoked about the concept. I'm not going to say anything more about it. But when it comes to use case, those of you guys who are here, you watching, when you see that video, and I'm going to have it come out probably around noon. I think that's about the time, 12:30, something along those lines. I'm going to have it come out. That it's a cool use case for crypto. So I think the more use cases we have, the better opportunity we have to get involved and start this bull cycle. We start getting more regulatory clarity. Things start loosening up a little bit. Then I think really we'll be in a good shot. Now, I'm not having a crystal ball in front of me. I'm not clairvoyant. I could be totally wrong. Dude, I can't wait it's so badass. Okay, I don't know. I just, anyway, I'm going to leave it alone for that. Don't ask me, stop doing that. You're asking me too many questions about it. Cut it out. But what was I saying again? Anyway, so don't come at me if the bull cycle comes later or earlier. Scott, you were wrong, man. You were effing wrong. Okay, great. No, that's fine. This is just my guess. This is just, hey, what my feeling is or my gut tells me. Okay? So if it comes sooner than that, fantastic. If it comes later, that's fantastic too, because it gives us a chance to DCA more if you believe in that strategy. Look, it's going to be a different type of environment when we hit the bull cycle, guys. We all know this. If you were like the last few bull cycles, like the last one we had, this is the calm before the storm, man. So if you have dollar cost averaging and you kind of chilled on that for a while, you may want to consider, up to you, starting to dollar cost average into your cryptos again. Because when the bull cycle hits, it's going to start rising. And I still believe in dollar cost averaging, don't get me wrong, but you may not be able to invest as much because the prices are going to go higher. So just a little bit to think about. So this is still a good time to be. The longer we're in the bear cycle in this crypto winter, sounds kind of jacked up, messed up, but the better it is for us, because then we can accumulate more of our favorite crypto at a bargain basement price. Because when the bulls start running, forget that, clearance is off, and we're going to get jacked. So just saying. Let me take a look and see what's going on over here. Oh, man. All right. So I'm going to... All right, so here it is. I'm going to click on this. All right, so many YouTubers standing by $1 to $2 got Gala. Hard not to get sucked into that narrative. Why do you think they keep pushing that? Supply seems impossible. Okay, all right, so this may not be a popular opinion. I'm going to have a little sip of water first. All right. Because it's in people's best interest to jack that narrative up to $1 to $2. A $2 per Gala token for 21 billion tokens, that's $42 billion market cap. That's astronomically high. Even a dollar. 7 billion? Yeah. That I get. Absolutely. Maybe 10 billion. When you start getting into $21 billion market cap, and especially where Gala is right now, with no games really out that are cranking, yeah, you got spider takes, and that's being pushed heavy. Not everyone likes that type of game. Then I think, not everybody, okay, but my gut tells me that, hey, it's because what happens is when you start putting this stuff out there, you start, people have this, we want to believe what we want to believe, and we want to have what we're thinking and feeling be validated by others. So if I'm a Gala holder and I want Gala to, because of course, the higher we go, the more anticipation, the more excited we get. Wow, you mean Gala? Holy crap, I have 100,000 Gala. So if that goes up to $2, that's $200,000. That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear, oh crap, it's going to go 32, 35 cents. It's a fraction of anything. It's hard for us to hear that. So we want to watch what we inside want to believe. Even though our subconscious may be like, there's no way, that doesn't make sense. At least not now. So I think that from the end, let's also face it, it's a way to get views. It's a way to get viewable hours on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying that for everybody. Okay, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm sure there are some out there that, like so when I did my video at $1.25, I went through my entire logic. I went through my process with you guys. If you go back and you look at my first price prediction that I posted, which has almost 8,000 views, and not that much, but whatever, it's modest for our small channel we have right now. I went through my entire process of how I got my logic, my rationale of how I got it the way it is. And to me, it seemed logical. That shifted tremendously once the V2 upgrade came, when the new supply was released. All of those things drastically changed my logic. So where it made me go, wait a minute. How can I hold on to my original price prediction or potential for $7 billion? How can I keep that the same if there's a $21 billion or 21 billion market cap or circulating supply? That's like 3 times the amount that I originally had stated. If I came out and said, you know what, I still believe it's going to be, the logic wouldn't make sense. My logic would be flawed. So I do think that once we're involved, now I've done a lot of gala videos, and I really, to be honest with you guys, I'm going to be very more strategic about what videos I do, because of the fact of I want to make sure that I'm giving other projects a chance to flourish and to be exposed. The projects that I want to start bringing to you guys at least once a week is a project that's out there, but it's not like you're in your top 10 or your top 20. It may be a good project or it has potential to be. I'm just going to bring you your attention to it, because there's so many crypto projects out there, guys. You'll go crazy trying to find them all, right? At least that's my opinion. So if I can bring in something that I've looked into, now again, nothing is a sure thing. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, hey, with any new projects, it could be a new project to me. Maybe it's been around a while, but for me, I'm going to be like, just be aware. Just be aware of what could happen to volatility. So when I do my videos, I want to be balancing it out more. I want to give you more news. I want to give you gala if it's big. I don't want to do any more gala videos really unless there's some big stuff. I'll save. Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, John, I was just looking at your thing. So unless there's something big, I'll cover it on the live streams, different things going on. I might do it that way, but depending on what the situation is, I may or may not do a gala video on every little thing that comes out, but we'll have to see how it goes. I want to expand my horizons, and I want to be more diversified. So when we can come onto our live streams, like I can't wait to do our next live stream on Monday to talk about the video or videos that I'm going to be putting on. So I have one that's in the can that's ready to be put out. I have another one that I'm working on now. I'm going to film that tomorrow. So you're probably going to get a couple videos before the weekend's out. So when we come back on Monday, we're going to have some good stuff to talk about. So there we are about that. Let me come back over and take a look. Okay, Jasmine and Vet. We've talked about Jasmine. I've talked about it before. It's not on my radar screen. I've sort of stepped away from that project. I looked into it. I think it's cool what they're doing, but right now it's not necessarily, in my sphere of influence or on my radar. It's not on my watch list. Jasmine's not on my watch list. I had Vet at one time. When I had a Coinbase, or not Coinbase, when I was using primarily my using crypto.com, I had it. I wish they kind of had it on Coinbase. I probably would pick some up, because crypto.com I've really stopped doing anything there just because it really just frustrated me a lot. So I've really switched from, I have a couple exchanges that I utilize. I still have an open account with crypto.com, but I don't use them so much anymore. But I had Vet at one time. So, I think they're good projects, depending on your risk tolerance, especially with Jasmine, you never know. I think that's, I haven't looked into the tokenomics in a while to kind of see where it's at. But that may be something that I'll look into. We can talk about it next time. Like who knows? Maybe something happens that changes my mind. But I haven't seen any news about Jasmine really. If you have, let me know. Post in the chat. But I really haven't seen a whole lot about it or Vet. So those are kind of my thoughts on that. Yeah, so going back, John is saying, okay, all right, so let me do this. I'm going to put this up here. You know what? That's another thing I want to talk about too. Do you think the bull market will be the biggest yet due to ETFs and crypto exposure? Yes, I do. I think that these ETFs are going to get approved. That's my thought. And when that happens, that's going to be a whole nother ball game. That's going to be a whole nother thing. The SEC is, I'm sorry, they're on their heels right now. They have some really bad PR. They lost a case. I'm sorry. Well, Ripple lost for institutional investors. Yeah, most of us, we're not institutional investors. We are retail investors. You and I, the common man and woman, right? Honestly, whatever, that on that end of it. We got a victory with Ripple. Period. End of story. There it is. That, when you get, now, again, if you get these ETFs getting approved, look out, because that's a whole nother thing. So yes, I think the next bull cycle is going to be the biggest one we've ever had. That's my opinion. Not a financial advisor. So stop it. I was kidding. Yeah, and these are just my opinions. These are just my thoughts on how I feel the markets are going. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of projects out there. And like I said before, we're going to find out. We may have crypto projects who are like rock stars now, may get decimated. They may not survive the bull run. Who knows? You may have some small projects like, okay, so now you have Shiba Inu, which is another one, right, with Shibarium, with what they're going to be doing, with their identity and that sort of thing. So that self-sovereign stuff, self-sovereign identity. Now, Shiba Inu has a ginormous circulating supply. I mean, I can't even remember how much it is. But I'm going to find out. Let me look. If you guys, let's have a little race. Who can find what the total supply is for Shiba Inu? Let me look. I'm going to look and see if I can find it real quick. If you beat me, I'll do 1,000 push-ups later. Let's take a look. Coming up. Let's see here. Let's find and see market cap. So right now the market cap for Shiba Inu is just under $6 billion. It's ranked number 12 popularity on Coinbase. The typical hold time is 222 days. There are a lot of people out there who still believe in Shiba. Now, I know if you look really close, you're going to see I got this when I did really well. Here, I'm going to put this up here. Wait, can I go here? There you go. Wait, wrong way. Wait a minute, there we go. So that's my Shiba. And I don't have any more. I may have to buy in some more. But let's see here. What's the circuit? Okay. So right now, The circulating supply for Shiba, and this is another thing, is where did I lose it? We're like in the 589.3 trillion tokens. Trillions. We are at what? 50992. Oh wow! Win Lambo. You know what? At this point with Shiba, and I have an affinity for Shiba. I'm not going to say anything negative about it whatsoever at all, except the fact that the circulating supply will really sort of limit where the ceiling of where that can go. Can it make people massive amounts of money? Absolutely, it still can, but it's not going to get to $1. People say, "Oh, Shiba going to get to $1." There's no. I think will be, and I don't like saying this. I think it's going to be impossible for Shiba to get to $1. To get to 1 cent would be monumental. We need to see. This is the thing, guys. We need to make sure, and I know you guys agree with me, right? Is our expectations for what these projects are. We have to get out of our head and stop being emotional. We have to stop thinking, well, this is what I want to have happen versus this is what really will happen. This is what's physiologically possible, theoretically this is what's possible. Shiba Inu to go to $1 at 590 trillion tokens would be a $590 trillion market cap. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, 308, they come out with some stuff. I mean, I can't remember. My mind was a haze, but back in 2021, dude, it seemed like I was making like money hand over fist for like those couple of months. Like every 20 minutes, every hour, I'm like going to my life. I'm like, holy bleep! Look at this, bang, and we'd be up $100, and then up another, or whatever. So, and yeah, I was taking profits, by the way, people. Taking profits. Gotta know when to take profits, especially in a bull run. I don't want to say anything. Now may not be, at least for me anyway. I'm not touching anything. No way. I'm not selling anything. Zero. I want to wait till, like, I bought in, like, Cardano at $1.19. What are we at, 31 cents right now? 30 cents? There's no freaking way I'm selling right now. I'm gonna stack and I'm gonna stake. I'm stacking and staking. Right? Oh, and Faber remembers. Yeah. I remember it was popping those zeros. It was great. So when we're getting into what needs to happen for us to start getting into a bull run, I think that, right, I think it's pretty much theoretical. It's like mathematically like an impossibility to get that high of a market cap for one project, which other projects have. See, look, I'm gonna stop there. The goal here is, we need to have deflationary assets. Even if you got that many tokens, and even if you're burning, are you gonna burn? You'd have to burn 99% of your supply for it to be even viable. Now, at this point, when you first got in, when Shiba first came in, and you bought in, like $1,000 could make you a couple million, right? I don't think that's feasible now. living in that state of what's possible, what's realistic, what's cracking my neck, and what's not, right? Finding projects early, great. Remember, if you are getting involved in community meme coins that just came out, be careful. High volatility, tremendous amount of risk. You know what I mean? And I've done that in the past where I've had projects come out and I've dropped, seriously, like $20 and gotten like 7, 8, 10 billion tokens. I'm good with that. I'm going to leave it alone. If it goes up, great. If it doesn't, whatever, no big deal. But that's about it. So just being aware that when you get involved in, because it was like meme coin crazy going on. You had Shiba Inu, who was king. Then you had Dogecoin. Then you had, there were so many. There was at one point there was a project on Saitama, and I don't even want to go there with that. There's all these different projects that just start off like gangbusters and die, or you got massively rubbed. So if you're going to take let's just have this discussion, because now we're actually talking about the bull market. Let's start discussing possible situations. So taking profits. Everyone's going to have their own method. Everyone's going to have their own approach to profit taking. I'm not. So for me, this is just me. All right. I'm going to go case by case, project by project. Again, I'm going to look at and I'm going to figure, okay, what do I need? What does this project need to hit in order for me to even consider to start looking at possibly taking profits? Each project's going to be different, depending on where I bought in and where I've been CNAing in. Okay, so if I've been buying at 29 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, whatever, okay, and I've been doing it like that, and I'll go back and I'll check, then that's going to determine how I go. Now, I started getting Cardano, and I've said this before, at $1.19 a token. It's gone down, and I've been DCing, but still, that was my high point. So I've been buying, that was when I first initially got involved in Cardano, that was where I bought in. And it went up to like $3 at one point. And I still didn't touch it. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad, because I think it's going to be even more, it's going to be more tremendous when we go into it. So for me anyway, I've calculated in my mind, I won't even consider to start taking any profits until we're hitting $2.50. And even then I might wait. Right? And if I do take profits, for me anyway, I'm going to take them conservatively. So let's say you have whatever, and I'm not going to give you my bag, but I'm going to give you, let's say I have 25,000 Cardano. I start selling, let's say, at $2.50. I might take 10% of my total bag and sell it. And then my next profit taking may be at $3.50. Then I'll take maybe another 10%. You see where I'm going here? And then if it goes higher, another 10%. But I'm not going to drain my project all the way out. So when we get to if we get towards the end of the bull cycle and we start to come back, then this is just kind of in my head, I might sell my position, put that money away, and then when it drops down again, which everything's in cycles, then start buying back. So there's a variety. Now you can do however you want. Incrementally, you can say if it hits this, I'm going to sell 20% of my bag. Then when it hits this, it's just basically whatever you feel the most comfortable with. That's an individual decision. But as long as you're, if you feel good with taking profits, but if you don't, then that's up to you too. Right, exactly. Dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out. Yep. And I think by doing that, it also gives you a sense, like when you take profits, it does something psychologically to you in a positive way. So let's say, for example, I held on to my entire bag of of Cardano. It goes up to $3, way higher than what I bought. My first investment into it was $1.19, and maybe that was for 2 or 3 or 400. I can't remember, 500 gal. I can't remember now. Ever since then, 35 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. We're in that kind of a range. If we got up to say $3 and I didn't sell any of it, and then it starts to drop again, psychologically I'm going to feel like I lost out. I lost money because I didn't take profits. When you take profits, one, it helps you. And again, if you have a different method or this is just the way I think. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the chat. Let's explore this more. Because it's coming, right? We're going to have to deal with this at some point. Have a strategy right here, right now, where you've got the time to do it. Whatever that looks like to you. So, when you are doing that, when you're taking profits, it's like a win. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Like, maybe you take $500 out and you do something with that money. Something fun. You buy you buy something for your office, or you go on a weekend trip with your wife or something. That gives you also a sense of abundance. When you have that sense of abundance, it changes your mentality. It changes the way you think about it, right? Because now it's like, I didn't waste my money on investing in crypto. I took a profit. I'm making money. This money I put in, I'm taking out, and now I can do whatever I want. Maybe I can go school shopping for the kids and get them the expensive shirts, the $25, $30 underwear that the kids want, or whatever. I don't know, right? Maybe you're in a position to do that. But when you don't take profits, one, that's the idea of investing in the first place. You're putting all this money in to make money. Come on, guys. We just gotta look at it that way. We need to be straight up. We invest money to make money. That's why we invest, right? No one says, I want to invest money so I can lose. So I'm just gonna put it in and I don't care about it, right? You want to invest money to make money. When you're in that position where you're making some money, you don't have to totally wipe out your entire portfolio, but you could take a little bit. Let's say, for example, you made in profits $3,500 in profits. You don't want to drain that all out. Say, you know what? I'm going to take 20% of that. Or you could say, you know what? I'm going to take out my initial investment of whatever I put in. That's another thing people do too, right? And especially if you're doing it lump sum, I think it's maybe a little bit easier if you're doing it in lump sum. So if you say, I'm going to buy 5,000 Cardano, right? And then all of a sudden you invested, I don't know, I'm just throwing out a number, guys, 2,000, all right? You put in $2,000 and you got, well, now you'd probably do a lot more. But anyway, let's just go with my logic. You bought 5,000 Gala at, say, $1,000, okay? You now have $5,000. All right, let's do it that way. That makes more sense. You can be like, okay, I'm going to take my initial investment out as my profit. So you remove that $1,000 from your initial investment, right? and then you can do whatever you want to with it. Or, I mean, there's so many ways, it's endless. You can take money out and you can set it aside. That's another thing. You can take profits. Like, say, for example, you have your tier system. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. But you have a tier system. Yeah, capital gains. Anyway, so when you have that, right, you take out whatever, let's say you take your first initial profit taken is at X amount, you take 10% out. 5% of that 10% you took out as profits, 5 of that you could maybe keep on the platform and reinvest it somewhere else. The other 5% you can do what you want. Okay? Now, I want to hit this because John's bringing this up. Notice how we talk about the fun stuff, but we don't talk about the main thing, which is taxes. So, by the way, I am absolutely, positively not a tax professional. I am not a tax, that's not, so I want to be very careful about doing that, but that's going to be a big deal. I think people are able to fly under the radar with that right now, but that won't last long. Okay? So when you're making capital gains or even perceived gains, the crypto exchanges are going to send you W-4s or W-2s or whatever they are, so you know how much you made. Once you cashed out, you take that off the platform, that's income. You're going to be paying on that. Just realize that going in. Now, if you have something like I Trust Capital, which you can turn it into a IRA, a crypto IRA, then I think you'll be okay. But again, when it comes to paying crypto taxes, check with a professional and check with find someone who deals with that. This is kind of a new thing now, okay? And especially, I think it's going to be a lot more. Now that we're going to get some clarity, some regulatory clarity, and some things set in place, you're going to also be seeing that's going to be okay, well, your crypto, you're able to get this, and you're not going to be a security, blah blah blah. But now we're going to come after you if you don't pay your taxes on it. So if you're making money, but that's a challenging thing too, because if you're switching funds, if you're investing in one crypto and then you take that and invest in another, and man, it could be a real nightmare. So that's something too to take into account, is paying taxes at the end of the year. But you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So if you're investing all kinds of money, take that money out, deal with the taxes, and just, do what you got to do. But from a standpoint of psychologically making you feel because it's a work, you're checking maybe you're working a second job to be able to increase your income, to be able to buy more crypto, to earn more money, to work less. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that we are dealing with when it comes to that, right? Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? So why not put yourself in a position where you are rewarding yourself for busting your butt, right? Getting that second job, not going to Starbucks that once or twice a week, all right? Taking that extra $20 a month, or going out to dinner one time a month less, and taking that $100 or $90 or whatever it is and put it into your crypto portfolio when you're used to doing that. And I'm not saying that don't deprive yourself of stuff if you want to do it, or don't take money away from more important things like paying your bills, putting food on the table, paying for gas, getting the kids school stuff. I'm not telling you to do that. Absolutely not. You shouldn't do that anyway. It's irresponsible. But what I'm saying is you may be like, you know what? What do I have around the house I don't need anymore? Maybe I can put on a marketplace and sell it, and then take that money and put it into crypto. That's something I've done. If it's just lying around, if it's in good shape, that's a nice way to say, man, I could, I put this on the marketplace and I got $200 for it. instead of blowing it on a dinner at one time, put it into your crypto portfolio where it's working for you, right? People who are wealthy, we know this already, they have their money working for them, right? So why not, why shouldn't we do this? And a lot of times, if a person is not able to, well, I'm going to invest when I make more money. Okay, so you can't do $5, $10 a month. If it's like saving. Well, I'm going to save more money when I have money. But start that habit now, because then it's like going to the gym and exercising and working out. The more you work out, the stronger we get. And then that builds more discipline, it makes us more motivated, it makes us want to work harder, all these kinds of things. Don't wait until, well, I'm going to make more money first before I start investing in whatever it is. Take $5, $10, whatever it is you want to do, and put that into something that's going to work for you. That's just my non-financial advice. All right, so don't come at me and say, well, he said to do. I'm not telling you to do anything. You got to do what you want to do that's going to work best for you. But the bull market's going to come, and we got to be ready. We got to be ready. We also got to be ready to hit that thumbs up button too, guys. Come on now, guys, hit that sucker. There's 4 of us in here, 5 of us, and there's 2 people on the chat. So come on, guys. If you are here watching, say hello. Engage in this conversation. This is a discussion. This is not me just philosophizing and going off and doing. I want to hear a difference of opinion, and I want to hear maybe another perspective that maybe I haven't even thought of. Like with the taxes. What a great, I'm not a tax guy, and I'm not even going to go there. But the point is, there may be other areas that we want to think about. So, with crypto, it's going to be huge, I feel. I think the biggest industries that are going to be rocking and rolling will be Web3 gaming, okay? And artificial intelligence will be a factor in there. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I think especially gaming. And I think, to go back to what you were saying, I think this next bull run is going to be the biggest one yet. So we need to make sure we're prepared. We need to make sure we have strategies in place that we know what we're going to do before it happens. And I say this over and over. FOMO is a mofo. When you're dealing with FOMO, your fear of missing out of everything, you don't think right. We're not rational. We've all done it. Oh my God, I got to get in now or else I'm going to lose it. No. Be calm, cool, and collected. You've done all the homework. There are no, oh, thanks, man, I appreciate it. Right? When that bull market hits, there's going to be no surprises for us. Why? Because we did our homework already. We've been doing our homework. We've been studying. We've gotten our master's degree in crypto over the past 2 years. Okay? So when it hits, we can try to keep everyone else calm. Because we're going to be like, you know what? I've done research on this project, that project, this project, that project. You're like a fine-tuned research machine. So there's no, when we first, at least for me, when I first got into crypto, man, I was overwhelmed. I was seriously going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, watching videos on crypto, trying to find people that, just trying to learn as much as I can. And crypto, it's like martial arts. You're never going to learn it all. It's going to be impossible, right? But we can be the best students and we can really try hard. And you don't have to be like the jack of all trades, master of none kind of a thing. You don't have to be a master of this, that, this, that, this. I think sometimes we get caught up into this headspace that I have to know everything about everything in crypto. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you're getting involved in a project, yes, deep dive. Know what you're getting into before you get in. Do your research. Check out the website. Check out the white paper. Check out the tokenomics. Go on social media. Go on Twitter, on Reddit, Discord, right? CoinMarketCap. Get all your ducks in a row. Figure out, is this a project? Do I believe in the use case? Maybe if you really got more time on your hands, you're like, okay, wait a minute. They are actually trying to, this crypto XYZ is trying to solve this problem by doing this solution. Is there anybody else out there trying to do the same thing? Okay? And if they are, how are they doing it? Is it something, what resonates with you? When you're able to do those things, you're going to be so much more calm and relaxed. You're not going to feel pressured. You've done all your work. You're dollar cost averaging in. You're not buying lump sum stuff because we've been buying in at bargain basement prices. We've been buying down here. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, I've gotten used to buying Cardano at 30, 35 cents, 29 cents for however long, year and a half. I'm not going to be rushing to go out and drop $500 or $600 on Cardano when it's on $1.19, $1.20. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it now so I don't have to. So maybe, let's say, for example, my dollar cost averaging amount weekly is maybe, I don't know, let's say $5. We'll go conservative. Okay? $20 a month I'm spending on Cardano, which right now would give you what? 20, 40. Probably 20, 40, 60. You probably get about 60, 62, 63, right, tokens. Now, we fast forward to the height, to like the beginnings of a bull cycle, and now let's say it's at $1.19, which is where I first bought in. Now, that $20 to get the same 60 is going to be 3 to 4 times as much. I'm not going to run out and be freaked out like I've got to run and get this Cardano now because I don't have to do that. Why? Because I got used to buying down here. And I've acquired my bag I feel comfortable with. So I'm going to be like chill. Like, all right, I'm going to still keep so maybe I'll keep my $20 a month dollar cost averaging in. But instead of getting 3 tokens, let's say a week, or instead of getting 60 a month for my $20, I'm going to be good with maybe getting, 15 or 16 tokens. Because again, I can stake too, and it helps me, it helps the ecosystem. It's a win-win. So that is just something else, and that's a whole other animal when we get into staking. When we start getting into when you talk about passive income, you talk about having your money work for you. You can find a good platform that gives you a good percentage or return on your investment. Like right now, Coinbase, you get basically zero. You don't really get anything. So if you're gonna, in my view, if you're going to stake a project that's native, stake on that chain. All right, stake with Cardano, stake with Polygon. If you do it on exchange, you're not getting all those rewards, guys. Coinbase is getting a majority of those freaking rewards too. You don't think they're not getting away scot-free, right? So remember that. And if you think I'm not sure, if you think I'm not sure, go ahead, stake some Cardano on there, and then you take a look at your returns. You take a look at your rewards, and you see how much you get and see how much the exchange gets. Okay. Why? Why do that? You can easily just transfer your Gala to a Lace wallet, which is what I use. You can use whatever, okay? And now you're going into a stake pool, and now you're helping the pool operator, now you're helping the ecosystem. I'm not helping the exchange. Those guys make enough money. I'm not going to feed them any additional money by staking my crypto on their exchange. That's just my thoughts. Did I put you guys to sleep yet? I'm going crazy. This is a really good discussion. Thank you guys for being here. I think this is something that we really need to talk about, and we need to be prepared for. Remember, proper planning prevents poor performance, right? When we are prepared, it's like going in the ring. All right, you got a big fight coming up. Okay, you better get working out. And I'm not talking about just like working out. I'm talking about getting in fight shape. There's a difference. Okay, so years ago, back in the 90s, I was a competitive fighter. Point sparring, full contact, whatever. Boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, whatever. That's what I did. And I would go into the gym and I'd work out. But when a competition was coming up, I switched my workouts. So they were specific for what I was doing. Okay? So I was planning, like, okay, I'm going to get in fight shape. Getting in fight shape is different than just regular conditioning. Everything I did was, it's going to help me perform better in the ring? Can I move faster? I used to stand and go, before I'd go work out in the gym, I'd do vertical jumps on top of picnic tables. Of course, I was 22, 23 at the time, but whatever, I was indestructible. But still, I worked very hard, so when I got in the ring, I was successful for the most part because I felt like I out-conditioned everybody. And I thought my skills were right on. It's the same thing. When you're getting ready for the big fight to come, which is the bull market, and I'm using not so much as a fight, but you got that coming, it is, because you're going to have to fight a lot of different stuff, a lot of different influences, right? FOMO, you're going to have to fight all kinds of crazy stuff coming at you. New projects cropping up out of the other way. You got to figure out, okay, is this worth my time? Is this not worth my time? Do I want to invest in this? Or do I not want to invest in it? Do I want to stay in this crypto project? Maybe something happened. Maybe people from the developers from your project you've been hanging on to you've been hodling for a long time, they're leaving. Why are they leaving? What's going on? Where are they going? Maybe I have to leave that project now. You're going to have to fight a lot of different things going on. And also people around you. Oh, you got to get involved in this. Because there's going to be a lot of people who are new, who are going to come into the space, who don't really know a whole lot, but they're going off excitement, and they're frantic, and they're very emotional, and they're going to try to man, what's wrong with you? You're not getting involved in this project. They're so good, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to have to deal with, very polarization, where it's like if you say something that's maybe a honest criticism, you're going to get some serious backlash because they've got those rose-colored glasses on. It's like being in love with someone who doesn't love you back. All right? Oh, she's beautiful. She loves me. Dude, man. She's hanging out with your best friend. You know what I mean? You can't see it. So you're going to have to deal with all those kinds of influences. This is a great time to get in shape mentally, right? And financially too, where it's like you can start working on how am I going to do my profit taking? Am I going to continue dollar cost averaging? Am I going to do? You have all these different things that when you start preparing for that now, when it hits, you will be ready. You'll be ready to rock and roll, and you could sit back and you could say, you know what? I don't have to worry about FOMO. I'm not worried about fun. Why? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What am I afraid of? What am I uncertain about? Am I have doubts? Dude, I've already been there. I've already done this already. Fear is false evidence appearing real. A lot of people are going to spread fear. Oh, you're a footer, you're this and that. And a lot of times we'll hear this where it's like, You may bring up a valid critique of a crypto project. That's valid. That's logical. That's like, wait a minute, there's something not right here. Oh, you're just spreading fun, man. Get out of here. We don't want to hear that. All right. You're going to have to deal with that. But they'll learn. They'll come around. You know, it might take a while, but they'll get there. But you're going to have to deal with that. And if you're in a good headspace, you'll be like, okay, you're not going to let it roll off. You're going to let it roll off your shoulders and not so much necessarily take it personal. So, getting ready for that bull cycle, it starts now. Actually, it starts when you first go into the bear market, right? Like, seriously, for me, once we get into like where we're really rocking and rolling in our next bull cycle, I'll start mentally preparing for because it's easy to prepare for the bulls, all right, profit taking, all that fun stuff. But all right, but when we go back into that dip again, and we're going into that bears, maybe another crypto winter, how am I going to handle that? So you can figure that out now. I think it may be, for me, it's a bit too premature because we're still in this one. Once we're in that bull cycle and we're like going along really well, I'll start to strategize about what I'm going to do. Okay, how am I going to deal with this situation that I'm in right now to prepare for the next bear cycle? So when we come out of that next bear cycle, I'm going to be positioned even better than I was the first time for the bulls. So, does anyone have any questions? Or any comments or anything they want to share? Woo. What I would also suggest, if you're watching right now, subscribe to this channel. Be an extended family member. If you are watching and you haven't already, please do so. I'm going to be putting out some killer videos. I'm really excited about tomorrow's video. Again, that's going to come out. I'm going to have it scheduled to come out. I'm just actually right now fine-tuning the thumbnail. That's where I'm at. Everything's ready to rock, ready to go. That's going to be scheduled. I'm going to probably have that coming around 12 or 12:30. So be on the lookout for that. If you subscribe to the channel, you're going to see that. This may be a project that you've heard before. Maybe you haven't. And then more than likely over the weekend, I'm going to have another video out, or at least on Monday or Tuesday. So within the next 2 to 3, 4 days, I'm going to have 2 videos out for you guys. And then when we come back, because our live streams are on Monday through Thursday now. All right, so I'm doing Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to whenever we go. Tonight we've been rocking. We've been going for about an hour and 5 minutes. Fantastic. It felt like 5 minutes. I'm also, and someone had given me an idea about it. I think John may have done it, but you guys sometimes, like, you'll say something or something will happen and it'll spark some creativity. I also want to be putting on some free seminars too. Some free webinars for you guys. And I'm going to be starting a podcast. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. So, on the top of this channel, there is a link to our free Telegram channel. Now, I found out something from a subscriber to that channel, that the link that I have is basically just for information. I have created a discussion link where we can talk openly, like you could chat, you can comment. That is in the description box of this video. Okay? That's in the description box. Now, if you want to reach me for anything right now, I believe my email is available to you guys. So you're more than welcome to email me, but hit that subscribe button. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody here. If you are watching and you're just checking me out, thank you for stopping by, for watching or listening. Hopefully, if you take one thing away from any of the videos I produce or any of these live streams, if you take one thing away, I'm going to be very happy, because That one thing could be something that saves you. Could be something that, you know, helps you make a decision or gives you more clarity. Or if you're new to crypto and you just don't know where to turn, getting some sort of like direction. Where do I go? You know, how do I do this? How do I do that? This is the channel you come to because we are all in it together. I'm not sponsored by any projects. And even if I were, I would want to be able to communicate to you because my first loyalties are to you guys. Because we are together here. I just happen to be sitting in front of my computer. So my loyalty lies with you to give you the best information that I can with the most informative, you know, and honest and true and viable, you know, information that I can. So you guys are what made me do this channel, and I'm grateful for you all. So that was like a long-winded way of saying thank you, guys. So we've been really kind of diving in to the bull market, and at this point, you know, I'm not so much concerned about an individual project. When you diversify, this could be another hour. This could be a whole nother hour we do, where we talk about what does it mean to diversify your portfolio, okay? In a nutshell, it means to not put all your eggs in one basket, to spread out the wealth, okay? To not have all your money in one bank, but in several, right? So that way, if something were to happen, you don't lose everything. And also, when you're diversifying, so for instance, you may have money in Gala, you may have money in Sandbox, you may have money in God's Unchained, you may have money in, you know, whatever, Axie Infinity, whatever it is. That's okay. If you've done your homework and you want to spread everything out, because you may have one or two those projects that do great, the other ones not so much. And then you may want to go into like, okay, so now I've got Web3 gaming. All right, what are my layer 1 blockchains I want to do? What are my payment? Do I want to do XRP? Do I want to do XLM? Or do I want to do both? There's no law saying you can't. There's no law saying that you can't do multiple projects. That your loyalties, it's like I have to be one or the other. No, you don't. Your loyalties are to yourself and your family and your financial freedom. Who gives a damn what that looks like? If it looks like good for you, then that's what it is. But if you put in all your money into one particular crypto, especially if you ape in. Aping in is just you're putting all your money in, you're not really researching anything. I'm just, oh, I've heard it's good, and you put everything in. And then it gets rug pulled. That's it. That could take you out of the game for good. Some people will never come back. So when you're spreading things out, for instance, let's say, for example, you have, I don't know, $1,000. Let's say you have $1,000 a month that you can invest in crypto. And you have 10 different projects that are all over the place. Okay, so what I'm going to do in that month, I've got 10 projects. I'm going to take $100 and put it in this one, $100, and you spread it out evenly, or however you want, doesn't matter, in those projects. Man, then it's like a really good balance. Or maybe like, you know what, I'm going to put 500 in this project this month. I'm going to put 500 in this other project this month, and then next month I'll switch it out. However you want to do that, okay? But by doing that, it gives you some security, if you will, because now when you have everything riding on one hand, oh man, I've gone all in. If I lose this hand, then that's it. You know, the house is gone. wife's going to divorce me or whatever. Whereas if you like do little bets, do different things, spread everything out, you may lose a hand here, but maybe you're going to win over here. And that may not be the best analogy, but you guys kind of get where I'm going at. So I think that when you're diversifying, that's also setting you up for success in the bull cycle. Because let's say, for example, all right, we hit the next bull run. You got 10 projects. One project is up, I'm just using this as an example, 15%. The other one's at 5%. Okay, you're still up 20% where you were. Or maybe this one's up 10%, but maybe this one's dropped 2 or 3% because of some kind of factor. Okay, you know what I mean? Like you're balanced out. It's more, it's not one way or the other. It's more even. And when you have that, it really just gives you a sense of calmness and security. Like, I'm not worried. Yeah, this dropped 5%, but this other project went at 10%. So I'm good. You know what I mean? And then, but again, then you look over and say, okay, this project that's dropping, what's going on with it? But you immediately take a look at that and find out, wait a minute, if everything else is going up and this one's dropping, why is this dropping? So that will require your attention to make sure there's not anything under the surface that needs to be addressed. Addressed meaning, did something change? Do I need to reconsider exiting my position, or what's going on here? Or maybe there's some other factors that don't have anything to do with the fundamentals. Maybe a news story came out or whatever. Okay, so you're going to have to deal with those as well when you're dealing with the next bull run. Is dealing with news articles, narratives that are being pushed. We've been dealing with this for 2 years, so we're going to be all pros, right? Crypto's bad. It's the scourge of the earth. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi. It's all this other kind of stuff. So when you're prepared for that, it's not going to be a surprise. And you're not going to be reeling. You're going to think, oh, okay, well, all right. Oh, I see. This is from a story that came out from before. I'm not worried about it. But just something to think about. So when you diversify, it also helps you with your risk tolerance. Because I don't know about you, but I do not want to put all my crypto in one project. Again, for me anyway, it's not logical. It doesn't make sense. It's not setting you up for success, because again, if you have 10 different projects versus 1 or 2 projects, and you have those 10 projects go up 10% each, dude, you're up 100%. Whereas if you have one project that only goes up 5%, then you see what I'm saying? So that's another thing to consider. It's not as cut and dry as, oh, the bull cycle's coming and I'm going to do this. There's a lot of things that I feel we need to make sure that we're prepping and being prepared for. So when that time comes, we're ready for it. We're calm. We don't need to be stressing and worrying about every little thing because we did all the legwork. We've done all the homework. It reminds me of like an actor. When they're going and they're studying, they're getting ready for the role, and they just totally immerse themselves, and they're just read, study. They do all this research on a character and blah, 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 blah. Then when the time comes, they let it all go. And now they just do the role. They don't research anymore. They just let their subconscious take over, and it just happens through osmosis. It just happens organically. So when you're in this position, when you've done so much homework, you're just like, you've got it. So when the time comes, you can sort of sit back and you can, again, like I said before, you can be that calm, cool, collected, right? Calm, cool, collected in crypto, baby. That's the idea. So here we go. Questions, comments, feedback. What you got for me, guys? Come on. I'm going to have some more water. Anyone still here? You know what? You guys need to wake up a little bit. It's too quiet. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure we're still here, guys. We're still alive. Don't be afraid to say this. And if you think this video could help anyone else, please feel free to share it. Please do so. I think this goes live. It takes a little bit of time to process on YouTube or whatever, but feel free to go ahead and share this with your family and friends if you feel it has value, if you feel that there's something from it that they can learn, okay? This one I may or may not timestamp and do all that other stuff with it, but anyway, guys, I hope that, thanks, John. I hope you guys, I appreciate the kind words. I felt really like zoned in with you guys today, and I'm really glad everyone was here watching this video. Remember, just make sure that you're also being safe from the standpoint of security. A lot of stuff going to go on. Once we hit the bull run, there's going to be a lot more scams we're going to have to deal with. And we need to make sure that's a whole nother topic for another day. But again, never give out your seed phrases. I don't think it's a good idea to share how much crypto you have. You don't know who's listening. And from a standpoint, if I say, yeah, if I've got 100 ETH in my Ledger wallet at home under my bed, probably not a good idea. So just something to think about from a standpoint of security. We want to have all of our ducks in a row. Again, when we first got into crypto, at least for me anyway, it was, whoa. Like it was just like, I felt like I was on the top of the speeding train just going 100 miles an hour all the time. And getting up in the middle of the night checking my phone. Okay? I feel a lot more confident now. And I kind of live in the crypto world now. So I feel a lot more calmer and more confident. So that's something, the more you study, the better you're going to get, and the less stressed out you're going to be. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do that for we'll talk about security, protection, and safety. So, but hey everybody, if no one has any other questions, and I'll give it a couple of seconds just in case anyone does, because if you guys want me here, I'll stay. But if no one has any questions, because I know people got stuff they need to do, this was a thank you guys for being here tonight. And those of you who are watching, thank you for watching after the fact. And if you have any questions when this posts, put them in the comments section. Okay? Put them in the comments section, and I will answer every single one of your questions. When I was fortunate enough to have videos that were hitting 8,000 views, every single person that commented, unless they were spam, I commented on. So I will return your call or your call. I'll return your call. I will return your comments. So, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. It was epic. You guys made it that way. I want everyone to keep their eyes peeled, because tomorrow I'm sorry. I'm really excited about this video. Stop asking me about it, you guys. You keep pestering me, and I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to just wait. So I'm going to have it out probably around noon, 12:30. Won't be any sooner than that. And hit that subscribe button. Become a family member to the Crypto Dojo, which is what you are. And I hope everyone has a great evening. And before I go, I know, John, you have kids. Does anyone here have kids? Because today was the first day of school for my two. Junior in high school and 8th grade. Does anyone here have kids that started school today, wherever you are? I don't even know. Where's everyone from, by the way? You know what? I just got so dialed in. Where's everyone from? I want to know where you're from. So those of you who are watching, let me know where you're from. North America, South, state, country, where are you from? You guys can't be shy. We're all friends here. Oh, your kids are already grown? Dude, no way. You gotta be like in your 20s or something, man. California. Chico, huh? Chico State is where you are. Awesome. All right, my friends, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great evening. Keep your eyes out for that video. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps. I'll see you guys soon.